I think we've kind of talked about this a little bit, but in terms of the quality of leads that come in from a TV commercial, like, would you say the quality is better? Like, if somebody actually calls you or goes to your website because of that TV commercial, are they more likely to actually do business with you? Or is it the same kind of, I mean, you probably wouldn't get calls from angry people who get a low offer from it because they don't have an offer yet. Like, they wouldn't call you for that. The interactions that you have with the people who call because of the commercial, is it more likely that you'll end up closing a deal? Or any thoughts on that?
My commercial does say 4+ acres and road access, but there's people that have land that they want to sell and really get rid of. We all know some of it's garbage. And so, irregardless of what I say in my ad, they're still calling with the tiny lot or the landlocked property or whatever it might be. I did, in my kind of questionnaire or my script when they call, I asked them if they know what the tax assessed value is. I'm kind of teeing them up to get the mindset of that's probably what the offer is going to be, or that's what we're looking at, or that's what you might be able to expect, something along those lines. But the majority of the people I have found that are calling from TV have no clue on what it's worth. You get people that call that are all mad about, your offer from your direct mail and how wrong it is. I've not found people to be offended by a lower offer, for sure.
When you look at what TV ads can do that other marketing methods can't, does anything stand out to you? Is it maybe the credibility boosting, or maybe reaching audiences that otherwise wouldn't respond to direct mail or text or something like that? Or like, why do this? Why not just stick to the same old things that everybody else is doing?
Well, I think that no one else is doing it. And, you got these landowners that we need to get in front of. They're weary of direct mail. They're weary that some random number on their phone is trying to buy their land. People can be sentimental about their land and family land. And when you're coming on there as this credible source, you're going over how this is all going to work. I'm hiring a title attorney to handle this. I don't expect you to just mail me a check, or I'm not going to mail you a check and you send me a deed. Nothing weird like that's going to go on. And you're kind of talking them through this. They're thinking, okay, this guy's on TV. He knows what he's talking about. He's confident. They feel really good about it. It's completely a win-win.
Now, that whole thing about how nobody else is doing it, so my brain immediately goes to this place of like, well, what if everybody else is doing it all of a sudden? Like, how many commercials would it take to completely saturate this and just be too much? Like, is it pretty much one guy or girl per market and that's it? Like, if I made a commercial that was better than yours and started running it in Huntsville, does that ruin your chances, or what do you think that would do?
The TV guys will only allow 3 house wholesalers a market. Some markets are bigger, they might allow more. The people are not dropping off. They're not saying, oh, I can't believe you'd bring someone else in. That's something you'll want to talk to Tony and the team about. But as far as I know, I think there might be one other person doing TV somewhere in Florida for land. And I think they actually do houses too. So they probably say something along the lines of, I also buy land if you have vacant land. But mine is pictures are all of farmland and land in the commercial. And so it's very specific. And again, if you wanted to move to different markets, you've already made the commercial. So you can do that. Like, that's completely reasonable. Could work an entire state over the course of a year and a half or something like that, just moving around to the different markets.
All land investors out there who send direct mail can probably relate to this on some level, where you might get an angry call from somebody who's like, you're a scammer, I'm going to call the attorney general on you and report you to the local news and all this stuff. And it's easy to think that way when all you have from a person is a letter with no face, no voice, no personality, just like maybe a lowball number on there, maybe not even that. But when you can see a person's face and hear their voice, and not just that, but see it like on TV, the thoughts go through my mind of like, if this guy was really a scammer, like, would the TV station let him on to do a commercial? Like, no, like, he must have some credibility. This must be a legit guy if he's going through all these steps, when really, like, nothing has changed about your business. You're just doing it on TV now. And you never were trying to pull anything smart. You just changed the way that you were communicating with people. Would you agree? I mean, does it seem like that's a big part of this?
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's kind of the same leads that you get, like I said, from the direct mail. They might be a little bit older. I was kind of weary of how you shoot the commercial. I buy land for cash. I just kind of didn't like how gimmicky that is. And they were just like, Larry, don't try to reinvent the wheel. It speaks to people that are motivated to sell. So I'm not getting people that know what their land is worth and they're trying to get full market value. It's just the folks that are calling in, they're not going to use the land, they don't want it, and they hear cash. I mean, so you're getting a qualified lead just because of how your presentation is. Yeah, it's working great.